Welcome back to NECC Rocket League. If you thought the semifinals were over, we have only just begun. I am Staged, and here with me is Voltage. Voltage, tell us about the set we've got coming up right now.
We're going to have Alabama Black going up against Howard Community College. These two teams faced off week 5. Howard edged out a Game 5 victory, but just slightly 3-2 win in that Game 5.
Right, and with that close of a matchup, there's plenty of opportunity for a comeback in the playoffs here in these semifinals. Seed 2, Seed 3, there's not a huge upset if it were to happen, but there's definitely the possibility of it.
Yeah, absolutely. In that series in week 5, we saw Howard get out to a quick start. I believe first game was 6-2, second game being 4-1, then 2 closer games that Alabama won. So I feel like the longer the series goes, the more of a chance Alabama has to take the victory here. So Howard's looking to get it done quick, and Alabama, I think, is looking to just hold on for the first few games and kind of get a feel for their opponents.
I feel like the biggest landmark we're going to have for this series is how the offensive traction goes. Whichever team can really get their first big scoring game is going to be our big bellwether for how this series should go. If they stay tight, I think that Alabama has a much better chance of taking it back, of coming back into the series. But if either of them find themselves a really big blowout game, then I feel like it's just going to be a very one-sided affair.
Yeah, as we all know here, this is a game where it's a 2 and 3 seed going up against each other, and the winner of this is going to play the number 1 seed, North Central Technical College. And so at that point, both teams during the regular season lost to NTC, so they're really looking to make a statement here and have the momentum going into that so they can possibly compete with the powerhouse that is NTC.
And that's something that they need to be mindful of in the future, but you can't lose your focus on the current game. HCC and Alabama Black, they're both massive contenders for this. They have both put up phenomenal seasons. I believe Howard Community College actually has a regular season record of 8-1. And Alabama Black has a regular season of 7-2?
Yep.
Right. So this is definitely a big opportunity of either of them. They're very parallel teams, but we're going to take it to the pitch. 5 minutes on the scoreboard. HCC and Alabama Black squaring off. They're going to get kickoff. Bama already taking control, puts it out towards midfield. Red trying to find the shooting lane already, but it's being blocked out and barraged by HCC, who now sends it deep into Bama territory and looking for their own shot with the demo blocked away by Alabama.
Yeah, Newell had almost 0 boost that whole entire time bringing it up. Logs with a great play to demo the goaltender, but at the same time, Red sweeps across Abel.
Oh no, this beat!
It. Oh, but Logs and Trees works his way around one defender off the wall here and just has open spaces to work around Sox, who misread that one as well.
You can't misread those off the wall. If you end up just getting beat in the midfield in that kind of situation, it's off to the races. Whoever's got more boost and a better momentum moving into it is going to come away with that one. Red, nice pop over. Might get it around Swift, but Swift just gets it away from the net. Cross back in. Swift once more saving that. Pinch towards center. Logs and Trees off the backboard. Down to Swift. Phenomenal team play execution from HCC so far, but it's not going to convert yet into a goal as Bama's defense is impenetrable. Now pushing back down the midfield, a demo, keeping Solution out of the play, or keeping HC Noob out of the play, as it were. Trying to bump out the goal. Will that be enough for a shot? Just barely. It rings off the crossbar. And UA still trying to punch this one forward. HCC trying to break out. Not going to happen just yet.
I like the physical play coming out from UA, and almost a goal as Logs and Trees is able to pop that one just far. Newell on the counterattack, puts one center, nobody there. Sox able to push it away. Swift, a name that we have not seen, but it could just be a name change, is able to keep this pressure, and great rotation here from HCC so far as UA is trying to get out of their own end.
Trying to get out of their own end. UA is actually going to get a huge pass in midfield off the sidewall. Trying to break this one around. Noob last man back, but going to be able to take this nice and easy. Lots of space in front of them. Sticking with this one, goes up. There's no one in space to pass to, though. That's just a contest all the way back to Swift. HTC playing it nice and slow still. Big challenge by UA, pushing it into HTC's side. There's not a lot of follow-up to really turn this into a credible threat just yet. This is all positional play.
Oh, Nooble trying to find the clean plays in the midfield, just putting it high as Swift finds a center. Logs and Trees there to follow it up, but bounces over him. Sox with the pressure the other way. Nooble last back, able to push it in the corner. Has low boost, but control of the ball. Logs with a 50 in their own corner. Once again, UA is continuing this pressure. Physical play in front of the goal. As Sox one puts one just wide. Nooble going backwards with the 50-50 against Red.
Those 50-50s are doing a solid job so far for UA, but the problem is they don't have anyone in place to pick them up when they careen outwards. Red with a little bit of fake play. Oh no, Theo's backflip. Sox has to chase this one down in towards center. Oh, careened off the post. Solution not going to get enough juice on this one. Takes out to the side instead and hands over possession to HCC.
Yeah, it's amazing how close this game was to being a 0-0 scoreline so far. Logs just getting a play off the wall earlier, and that was the only difference maker so far. Both teams playing great defense as we head into the last minute and a half of game number 1. HCC with the lead 1-0 here, while Swift's trying to find a center to make it 2-0, but not happening. Nooble continues to pressure. Logs turns up and tries to contest. Solutions clear, not able to. And it's back on the side of HCC.
You know, I gotta ask, in a situation like this, as Logs and Trees get this away from their own net, but in a situation like this, when both these teams are having really solid defense, and hello, Swift, about to stretch the defense out and exploit the hole in front of the net, putting that one away. But in a situation like that, what do you need to do to break a defense like we just saw?
I think the physical plays is a great idea, but try to not take a player out of the play for too long. Find a pass, find a shot, get that physical play, and then rotate out, find boost, and try to continue the pressure. That's my suggestion. Swift putting it low, but Solution trying to find it off the backboard. Logs of 3 denies it there. And just at this point, Sox with a great, and Nooble making a play of his life off the wall, defending from midfield pretty much.
Solution trying to chuck this one up in front of the net. Logs and Trees is there to take it away out to Swift. Really good coordination again from HCC, but the big clear from UA, breaking that one away. New barely solid clear, has to beat the attacker. Dribble in, oh lord! That's gonna be the statement from UA, putting them on the board.
Yeah, Red with a solid dribble play around 2 defenders, able to walk that one home. And if you watched at all last season, you know my motto. It's going to be all you need is 3 seconds. So UA is definitely in this game here with that goal.
Now, the way that they're playing on UA, I think they can actually hold a 0-second tiebreaker if they need to. They're keeping the ball up, they're getting really solid touches, but that's not going to happen here as Swift takes the bounce shot from himself and pummels this one bar down.
Yeah, great solo play for a bar down goal with 7 seconds left, really solidifying game 1 to go in the favor of HCC. At this point for Alabama, you almost got to be looking towards game 2, but also really just seeing if you can get a last second goal and possibly a follow-up, like you said, 0-second goal there.
0 seconds not going to happen anymore. The opportunity has elapsed. But let's start thinking about game 2 the same way that you said UA should. You know, is this a case of just play it more physical, play it a little bit looser in the rotation, commit less? Is that what we need to see? Or is this just a case of the mechanical outplays and the speed from HCC is too much?
Yeah, I mean, I got the diamond from my positioning and definitely not from any of my mechanical play. So I think of the game a lot more positionally placed. I don't think they necessarily got outplayed mechanically too badly there. That good positioning and good team plays couldn't overcome quite easily. Just finding passes, not overcommitting on defense, just getting down to the fundamentals, the basics is really what I hope that they look for right now.
At the same time, though, I mean, I have to ask, when you're dealing with this level of play, when you're dealing with a challenger semifinal game, is the fundamentals enough? Is just basic performance of the stuff that you can drill over and over again, is that what you need, or does it have to have an X factor, a little bit of aspect of flash?
I disagree with it must have the flash involved. I think it's nice. I think it gives you a slight edge, but at the same time, you can win games without the style, without the flash, as you said. And getting your team involved is going to be the first step to that in my mind. The second goal HTC had was a double commit, one rotating far post, moving up on it, the one who was just challenging, staying on it, and then nobody was in goal. So just communication there would have saved that goal, and it would definitely have been a closer game throughout the series or throughout the first game.
All right, but moving on to the second, we've got to leave the first behind as much as we can. UA trying to do the same, taking this one out off the wall, stolen away by Noob, careening back into their own back corner. Big clear from Solution. He's going to follow this one up, looking for a man in the middle, not going to find it. Red has to fall back and hold the midfield. Good control so far from UA.
Yeah, you had two players from HCC on the rotate, ball side, nobody in real position if a pass was out mid. So being able to find a team on that outlook would have been fantastic, but it did not happen for them. A Solution taking a pass, putting it off the wall. Newell getting up just quicker than they were expecting. Oh, Sox trying to keep it down, trying to find a redirect with Solutions in the air as Red continues this pressure from UA, and I like what I'm seeing here.
The tempo feels faster. UA feels like they're trying to be more aggressive. Almost looking for the cherry pick there. Not going to capitalize just yet. But Red putting the pressure on out to Sox. This is a whole new UA team. This is why this was a 3-2 matchup in the regular season.
Yeah, they definitely adapt, I feel like, a lot as the series goes from watching that series back in week 5. Definitely against ACC, a lot of adapting from game 1 where they're having trouble competing in the air and just the speed of play, and then now we see a game 2 which just feels so much faster. That's a large part on how fast UA is playing.
Trying to circle around. Red gets beat by Noob. There's nobody on HCC ready to contest this in the midfield. Solution with a banging clear. Going to be contested by Swift in midair. HCC playing very defensive, but gets a booming clear now. Solution the only one back. Everybody rotating back into position off the backboard. Nobody there to pick it up. UA is going to get it away. And Noob whipping on this one. They have to rotate defensively now. HCC on the back foot. Shot opportunity broken up by logs and trees. He keeps it in the corner. Going to dribble this one down. Nice and slow play with Noob ripping one from midfield, but saved by Solution.
Yeah, the 1v1 movement that is logs and trees gets a great 50-50, and Noobs puts one on net from that, and luckily Solution is back to get a save.
Here we go. Solution still being a real star player. Out to Sox. Good passing connection. HCC
nobody there to follow up. Yeah, nobody there to follow up. Red gets there way late. Sox is rotating the other way. Solution just being by himself on the side of HCC. So looking for that team play, being able to support that number 1 player and be the second man or the third man and really just kind of play as a team is what we're looking for here. 2 minutes left in the game, and it's still 0-0. Noob flying off the sidewall, putting it far left. Swift is going to have an opportunity to take this one out. Never mind. Put this one in. Nooble from the sidewall once again. Logs and trees pushing it over to Nooble's side of the field. Getting around is Solutions. And the pressure from HCC, I feel like, is ever increasing as they're hunting for this first goal of game 2.
HCC is doing such a great job of challenging these early, preventing the big clears that UA has had earlier. But as I say that, a bit of Caster's Curse gets the start of a clear. They still can't get it out of their own half. UA is just being pressured to no end. Logs and trees tipping that one up. Shot opportunity, Swift a little too slow for it. Off the sidewall to Noob. This is so much pressure, and there's not been a clean touch for UA in probably 15 seconds at least. They finally get one out to the enemy corner. HCC trying to clear this one away, and they're going to do it immediately, not even 10 seconds in their own territory, and they're back on the aggression again.
Yeah, HCC putting on a clinic on how to rotate with the team. They were in the right place at the right time every single time they needed it, up until that clear that UA got about 20 seconds after the aggression started. 35 seconds left on the clock. Swift back to defend, puts it down in his own corner, tries to follow it up, not able to. But our Sox comes in, tries to capitalize on that, not able to, as he's the only player once again on the HCC side of the field.
This is absolutely brutal to watch. We might be going down to a 0-0 game 2, hitting that overtime. Solution trying to stop that one, rips it down to the HCC corner. Need to find a dish. There's the pass out. What a positional play from Sox.
Red finding his teammate Sox from their back wall here, and just what a beautiful play, getting two players from HCC to contest. Logs and Trees trying to get back, low boost, not able to save it. With 6 seconds on the clock, can HCC tie this up?
They need to work a short-term miracle, a minor divinity, and it's not going to happen as it falls to the floor. UA bring the series to 1-1.
Yeah, that was a fantastic pass there from Red. Just finding a teammate, making two players contest him on the wall. It just can't get better than that there from some team play. Like I said, on the side of HCC, great rotation on the offensive side. And then now on the side of UA, great pass. Best pass we've seen so far this series.
One of the things I love to see in Rocket League is when you have a team that is so heavily pressured as UA was that game, just keep their composure. And even though this was a low-shooting game, it was all about possession. It was all about clean touches. It was all about 50-50s and when you force those challenges. So UA being able to hold when they couldn't get a solid clear, and then just getting the perfect passing play, the perfect setup to get the only goal in this game. Flawless. Stupendous.
Yeah, it was a fantastic play from them. Well done, UA. As we're looking towards game number 3, both teams have a game under their belt. What are you expecting any changes to come here from either side?
I think that HCC is going to try to play a little bit faster even. I think that the tempo that they were playing at previously was very strong. I think they're seeing a lot of success in challenging in the air, and I think that they're seeing a lot of success in trying to be the first ones to the ball. So I think they're going to try to double down on that a little bit and force themselves to play at an even more rip-roaring pace. They're doing that already, trying to keep everyone in position on these 50-50s to be able to make an offensive and aggressive play. But it's being punished a little bit, not able to get a clean touch yet. Swift on the back wall, passing that out to nobody. HCC is struggling to find the clean touch. This time they're the ones being pressured, and it's, just barely off the post.
Red there to continue this pressure from UA that they've started so early in game number 2. But now he's rushing back as he had two players go for that pass. Sox on a solo play almost gets it in. Solution able to find boost and take it off of the left side wall there. Not able to get it on net, but all three players from UA in this corner and having to back out while HCC is looking for a clear.
Even if they do get the ball out of their own territory, I think we're witnessing a minor HCC meltdown here. If you look at their positioning on the back half of the court, it's so clumped up, it's so clustered, they have so many multiple commits here. When they finally have the room to play offense, they're much more willing to spread out, they're much more relaxed. But when this team is on defense, there's a lot of panic that I'm reading.
Yeah, so far, at least in this game, they've had some moments where defensive was strong, but I think off the kickoff, low boost on most players, they were just trying to find a way to clear it and kind of get reset, and it just got very sloppy. Logs and Trees from the corner, Swift gets demoed. Move is luckily there to try to find a pass mid to nobody. Red misses, and that's Logs and Trees' opportunity to go in.
for an opportunity now. Sox dribbling around, a monumental beat onto 2, but Logs and Trees reading it like a book. Clears it away. HCC's defense is stretched, but Logs and Trees stretching to get the ball away, and it's cleared out to midfield. Sox is going to have so much time and room, and is just going to dish this to his teammate out to the midfield. Phenomenal air show from Bama, but it's not enough to turn into a goal.
Oh, Red with a great pickup on that ball, not bouncing it anywhere, just really settles it on his car from the air, and it just fantastic. Almost caught Logs and Trees off guard, but he was able to defend it. Now ball into the Alabama side of the field, and Swift challenges in the air. Sox gets a 50, but still goes in favor of HCC as Logs tries to contest Solution, who's not able to clear it far enough, and Noob flying in. He is the hero of HCC in this moment, as he's the only one that was there to score that.
As soon as I saw Solution's touch get stuffed by Logs and Trees, I knew that was disaster imminent. I knew that HCC was going to come away with a fresh goal because everybody was expecting that clear to be solid, and instead it just turned into a duffed ball directly in front of the net.
Yeah, at that point you had nobody back far enough to be able to contest that. Oh, what a shot from Sox! As a great pass from Red once again, catching it on his car, able to pop it out as he gets demoed, and Sox just top right. Beautiful placement.
I love the team play that we see out of Bama. I think I've talked about this several times. HCC feels like a much more dynamic team with regard to their players, but with Bama, every time I see Red and Sox, I'm like, where's the connection? When are they going to find each other? Swift, solid 50-50 now. Going to get this out to his teammate, Noob. Noob takes to the air, has so much room. Blocked by the double commit.
Yeah, Noob needed 2 defenders on him. Otherwise, that was scoring. He felt like he was unstoppable, and he might be still as Red lets Solutions clear that one. And Logs and Trees way up in the air. They're trying to get some sort of scuffed Doomsy. They're not able to. And they're bumping into each other as he's retreating on the other side. UA get a good clear and picks up boost. Sox just gets the ball bounced over him. And Noob with a counterattack here. Solutions, great touch from him. But Swift puts one just far and not on target. Logs putting it high up. Sox with a big clear here. And UA is looking for a quick goal on the counterattack, hopefully putting themselves up for the second time in the series.
I want to talk for a moment about the shot count. 3 shots to 4 in a game like this. Only 1-1. Neither of these teams are peppering the net. Instead, everything here is about position. Position and setting up opportunities. They're trying to stretch the zone defense, trying to play defensive. That shot broken up by Solution. But again, that wasn't even a credible threat. I think it was still off target, just barely. They're trying to force the defense to stretch and find the follow-up goals, and that's just not playing out for these big offensive track meet games that we want to see.
Logs and Trees by himself. Solution with a flick going off the crossbar. Sox trying to find a way to put it down. And finally, Red puts that one away. And what is this, Alabama? You are teasing HCC. Game number 2, you take the lead with 6 seconds left, and now game number 3, with 5 seconds left.
Once again, that's a positional play, stretching the defense, making multiple shots, playing off the backboard. But turns out for UA, and I think they're going to take this game. One more opportunity for HCC. Going to drop down, maybe saved by Logs and Trees, and rolls down to finish it out. UA is 1 game away from an upset.
Yeah, I mean, like you said at the beginning of the show, the upset is not really a term that we'd use for the number 2 going up against the number 3. This is a tight match. They've been fighting all 9 weeks of the season to try to get these seeds, and like I said, Alabama's only loss came from HCC in game number 5, and so very evenly matched here. But Right now, we're really looking for HCC to clean up their defensive rotations and to be able to find those passes, because they put a lot of passes out, just nothing looks very threatening most of the time.
Right, and those credible threats are a big part of it, where you need to find some way of establishing that threat from the midfield. You can't have all of your shots be just off the backboard, be just when you're getting the downward pass or when you're beating someone on a rotation. You've got to find some kind of way of forcing a commit from the defender. And that's just not what we're seeing. These shot counts are so low.
Yeah, very low shot counts, especially when you're looking at a team who's been pretty high scoring overall, like HCC, and then you're looking at another team who's really been able to clean up and hold down the defense like the UA. So it's a UA style of game so far, and HCC needs to look to disrupt that with those credible challenges. Red putting it over to Logs, gets beat underneath and has to put it back. Oh my word, that was so close. I don't know who came flying in. I believe it was Sox, who just misread that slightly, and that could have been a goal. What a save from Solution on the other side of the field. I definitely thought that was going to be a goal.
Absolute miracle worker on the defensive end for UA. Stretching the defense here. There might be a credible threat. Instead, broken apart by Solution again. Right place, right time. Now the counterattack. Broken up by Swift. Out to the midfield, out to no man's land. UA taking possession, but not getting any pressure out of it yet.
Swift with a big clear. He really needed that. Logs and Trees just respawned from the demo, and Noob was floating with no boost to get back to the ground. It was a great play from him.
Noob in position in front of the net, letting Swift take this one away. There's nobody home. One opportunity, no one ready to rotate. Red gets a big waterfall down. Sox is still going to play this out to the backboard. A lot of opportunity here for UA, a lot of pressure, but it's not going to capitalize yet. It's broken apart by HCC, and now HCC is on the aggression. Noob trying to find a way through the impenetrable wall of UA's defense. Swift going to put up one of those threats. Oh no, just barely off the bar.
He had the shot just high and was so confident once it got past the defender. He didn't even try for the follow-up there.
Oh, bit of a bar-down juggle, tried to be saved. I've got to watch this one again.
New with a great shot, putting it high, and Solution tried to be the solution on defense once again. Not able to save that one.
Solution has been all but indomitable, but even the strongest defenders will fail sometimes. There's no unstoppable goalie, there's no perfect pitcher, and Solution finally beaten on defense, trying to make up for it now on the offensive side. Puts a lot of pressure down onto HCC. Solution chips that infield, looking for a teammate, but not coming away with it. Red still looking for that pass, looking for the connection out to Sox. Sox drops it high, really awkward position. Great team pinch from HCC to clear that one away with some gusto.
Solution puts it right above the net. Logs and Trees floats right in and said, I'll take this, as he's chopping down the competition here.
Look at the reaction time from Logs and Trees. Not a fraction of a second hesitation. Sees the pop, flies up to it immediately. Perfect drop in. HCC moving up 2-0.
Yeah, Swift with a great kickoff. Noob up in the air, putting it just wide, but Logs and Trees there. Noob decides not to turn on this and contest, allows Swift to move up, who gets beat by Red, who is the, seems to be like the one's main of this UA team, like I know Logs and Trees is for HCC. Swift with a shot on net.
Absolute madness in front of the net, finally leading to HCC, but that's just 10 seconds of the ball careening around in a way that it should not have the opportunity to.
I want you to, right now, we're 2 minutes left in game number 4. What is the difference maker for you? Because I have one in mind for me.
The difference maker when it comes to HCC or when it comes to UA?
Why HCC is finding so much success right now in this game that they haven't found in the first 3.
In my opinion, it really comes down to forcing Discord on the backline. I feel like you're able to make these infield opportunities, and a lot of that's coming off of the back of Swift.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We've been saying Swift's name, but it's been pertaining a lot to defense in the first 3 games. But here we are. I feel like I keep saying Swift when they have offensive opportunities, and oh, that almost sneaks by his socks, pushes that away. In this game 3, and I think he's been the difference maker for HCC, and with this teamwork, they haven't found a way to shut it down. Noob has to push us to the side of us. We got a double commit in front of net, and Solution is able to bounce that one out. Swift meets Sox. Sox put it to the corner, but Logs and Trees is there. And just great defense here now from HCC as they're showing that they can play on both sides of the field.
HCC is having a little bit of trouble getting these big challenges out. Sox wants to dish to himself. Way too much juice on it, though. Sox has to chase this one around. Gives it to Solution. Solution breaks past 1. 50's on 2. This could be huge for UA. They just need to find a way to get it in towards center, but the rotation's already back. HCC's too fast for these wily antics.
What a touch there from Noob to beat a defender on the wall. And he's going to try to find somebody mid, but Sox gets a shot and is able to come off the ceiling to get a flip there, but doesn't use it to its full potential as Swift pushing it out, trying to find another offensive attack with 22 seconds left on the clock here. Game number 4 looks like it's going to be in favor of HCC, and I don't know what UA can do to stop that.
Sox is already trying to do what he can to stop that, trying to be the X factor, trying to find a little bit more mechanical moves to get a new vector of attack from the ceiling. We've seen 2 consecutive ceiling plays out of them, but it's not enough. UA getting completely shut out here in this game, and HCC might even be going for more style points. What is it, rule 0? Got to keep it in the air?
Yeah, I mean, it was just such a difference between games 1 and 3 to this game 4 here that we saw HCC. Swift being the MVP of this game with a goal, an assist, and a save. The only person in the lobby to do that, which is pretty impressive since he's been so quiet games 1 through 3.
Swift was getting the chance to move out onto offense. I feel like Swift was the player on this field who had the most solid challenges. It wasn't a matter of challenging and letting them sneak it around you and then you're just committed. It was always challenging between the goal and the ball, always challenging in a way that forces a 50-50, and there's not an easy way of beating. And that's how Swift turns that into offensive pressure.
Yeah, I just looked, and that is Swift is their main number 3 Neuropulse at the beginning of the season, and then the Dark Swordsman. And now he's going by Swift, and it was a Swift change that he's made here going into Game 3, and his teammates allowing him to be able to part of the team plays here, and I really like what I saw.
Voltage, you can't do that to me.
You know
can't
how old I am. You know how old I am.
I understand that, but you can't just break out the Swift jokes. You can't be so Swift with it. You gotta be, like, kind of running up to it a little bit longer. Give me some time to react.
HCC didn't give you any time to react in game number 4. I don't think I should give you that same courtesy. And game number 5 starts the same way. Swift with a long shot from the kickoff is able to read this one nicely off the wall, and nobody on UA back to defend.
Voltage, would you say this is Swift aggression out of HCC?
Very Swift aggression. I got nothing for you, man. Logs and Trees from his own side in the air. Nooble trying to find a redirect, not able to do so, and the Swift Master just missing it there.
UA trying to get their offensive up on the side, but no one there following. This means a huge opportunity deep in the enemy territory. UA rarely breaking it out from their middle, from the center in front of the net. Out to the corner. Big whiff in the air. Noob running in. Big challenge on the 50-50. Gets the aerial. Solution out there. Being the body in front of the ball. Swift with a little bit of a clumsy touch. This could be the counter-attack opportunity, but that dribble goes directly downfield on the challenge. HCC almost getting the 2 here.
Yeah, that was so close. Swift meets Red in the air, and it's still going towards the UA side of the field as Logs and Trees in the air. Sox defends it, but it's a floater that Red has to kick out. to the side. Noob misreading it. Swift sitting in net, going up to challenge, and does so, but it's more of a center as it floats off the crossbar, and Solution pushes it in.
Once again, a little bit of defensive panic. Swift with a very unfortunate touch, leading to all of this just bouncing off the ceiling, blocked out by logs and trees, and Noob can't get in front of it after that awkward touch.
Yeah, it was a slightly awkward touch there, and UA did very good to capitalize on that. Not having somebody try to run back for a boost or anything like that. The team was there and ready to capitalize on anything, but Sox has to race back to Swift. Is there to fake him out. Logs and trees puts that one on net, and just once again talking about capitalizing, and we're coming back and forth in this one, and they're really playing at their peak performance in game number 5.
Voltage, I hate plays like that. I hate when you have the perfect goal opportunity, the defense is no one home, and then you miss it, and somehow it turns into a 3-man counterattack, and there's nobody there to stop it.
Suddenly, everybody that went to go get boost has boost, and you're out. And you just can't catch them. Noob trying to find a touch on it, not able to do so, but quickly back to it, pushes it to the other side of the field. Sox off the wall. Swift shuts that down. A big send out. Noob with a touch. And is that flash that you were talking about? Not.
That's the cherry pick. That's the flash.
Oh, yeah. Noob is known for the flash. He is the mechanical mastermind of HCC. Wow, so far, Logs and Trees has been their solid anchor. Well, not really their anchor, because I call Swift their anchor. He's just the one who's always there when he's needed. And Swift is the one who's generally on defense, who allows the other two to push up and play so well together. But I like that he's been in these plays. Logs has to race back, not able to, and we're back to a tie game.
You're also going to get a little bit of flair out of that. It's kind of like a touchdown dance from Solution, flying in with the turtle after that is clearly on target.
Yeah, nobody home there from HCC, and UA capitalized on that. And I think this is the my takeaway from game number 5. Both teams have had time to warm up, to get used to each other, to get to know each other a little better, and so they know what to expect, and now they're just capitalizing on the mistakes that they see.
They're getting the chance to play a much more solid style of game, neither of them really stretching what feels comfortable for tempo. Logs and Trees getting a big clear downfield. Bama has a player in place. Red is able to get that out from in front of their own net, and now it looks like HCC going to get the shot! Boom! Right by Solution.
What is this? Sox gets a 50-50 against Noob, and just Logs and Trees able to put that one on net with power, 100 kilometers per hour. You wouldn't expect that in a million years.
Logs and Trees feels like the player that comes out of nowhere. You can definitely tell they're a ones main because everything that is anywhere remotely in position, Logs and Trees is there to put some juice on it. Like that! Like exactly that!
It's like you could predict the future, as we see Nooble putting a mid-pass to Logs and Trees, who's just there to soak it in.
What a play from HCC. I think that this dynamic duo is why they've had so much success during the season. But at the same time, we are seeing some seriously phenomenal play, some phenomenal synergy, really, across the entire UA roster. Red and Sox seem to be the striking duo, but Solution is definitely the X factor for this team. Sox going to get this one out, tries to find Red, but instead Noob breaks this one up. Nobody in the backfield. Sox rotating back, trying to find a way of slowing this play down for a moment, and Logs and Trees completely duffing the pass.
Logs and Trees, his first one back as we had a double commit from HCC. Sox from Solution just misses, and that was such a great pass there from Solution, just slightly wide, but a great thought, and I liked what I saw from it.
That's what I think is a bit of the difficulty with this UA team. They have such a passing play style, but it feels like between Sox and Red, you've got bullets, you've got laser beams that are always connecting. And with Solution and Sox, it's just you get the pass where you want it to be, but Sox isn't reading it at the same tempo.
Yeah, that's fair. The pass is coming in at a different pace than what he's used to, as Sox makes a great defensive play on the wall, and Noob just passes it to Logs and Trees, who almost puts a fancy shot on, trying to show that flash, that pizzazz that he has.
They give him the old razzle dazzle.
That's as they say. Swift able to get it out as it was tricky in front of the HCC net, but all three players were on this ball side of the field. Noob, last one back, pops it out, giving time for UA's Solution to find some boost and try to show his razzle dazzle on the other side of the field as well.
Unfortunately, razzle dazzle is not going to be enough for UA to come out victorious here. 5 seconds remaining. This has to be a goal right now. It's not going to drop in. Even with the 0 second, it's over.
Yeah, HCC playing a great game the last two games. I really think games 1 through 3 heavily favored UA, even though HCC won game number 1. I think overall pace of play, how everybody was playing, favored UA, and Swift coming in, being that third man on offense for HCC, allowing them to play just at a higher caliber overall. And good game to UA and HCC as HCC moves on to play North Central Technical College in the finals next week.
I can't wait to see how those finals matches turn out. This has been the culmination of an extremely long season of NECC play. And for a collegiate league, you know, when you've got school, scholastic obligations, when you get other things, having something that is this stable is really helpful. It's just a way of taking your mind off of it and getting a chance to relax in a competitive environment. I know that seems like a contradiction.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they know their opponents. They've been playing now 11 weeks against most of them. They should know what to expect, and at this point, it should just be a lot of fun and trying to play the best Rocket League they can play.
All right, but we are going to go to a quick break here, get a chance to take a bathroom break and get you to see a little bit of the people who can make this happen. That's right, the advertisements. We'll be back with you in just a moment.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 Classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Hey everybody, we are back here at the NECC Rocket League semifinals. I am staged. Here with me is VoltagePlays, and you just watched Howard Community College take on Alabama Black in a riveting 5-game set. We are going to be here with one of the players from Howard Community College that we saw was the major X factor. Tell us who that is, Voltage.
It's going to be Swift, definitely the game changer as he started showing up a lot more in game 3 or 4 and continued into game 5.
All right, coming off of that defensive end, starting to really make some of the wild plays happen and turn HCC from a pressure team into just an absolute pummeling track meet of a game.
Swift,
So
welcome.
What? Hello?
How are you doing? Congratulations on the win, by the way.
Thanks.
So go ahead. You start us off.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So what was the change after game number 3? Y'all are down 2-1 in the series. One loss sends you home. And then you show up in a big way in game number 4. What changed with your mentality and maybe the team's chemistry going into game 4?
It was just a very tense situation. We knew that we were making so many mistakes that we knew we could fix. I knew that my defense was a bit off compared to other games I've played, but it seems this whole playoff situation we've been coming back from behind. So it's just that was our way of coming back, and just that mentality really drove us to taking 2 games back to win.
Do you think that you're a team that responds well to pressure, that plays better from behind? I mean, there are some teams that are like that, or would you rather just 3-0 everything?
I mean, I think everybody would like to 3-0 everything, but throughout the whole season, I think we've started out 1-0, like 0-1, and then come back. So, excuse me, come back in the end. So I think that's just been our trend throughout the season and playoffs.
What is it that about like the way that you guys play? Do you think that there's like a specific thing about having that comeback potential that just incites you guys to play better, or is it more about reading the opponent and getting the chance to see what they're doing?
It's mostly just reading the opponent and seeing how their defense is, how their rotation is, and stuff like that. It really tells us how to play together, what to do, when to pass, and stuff like that. That's just normally the mentality we go with as the game goes on.
So I watched a lot of y'all's games last season and haven't had as much of an opportunity this season to watch your games, and Logs and Trees and Nooble play pretty much the same way at about the same caliber as they did last season. I think you have improved so much. What do you contribute that to? Like, have you been just in the lab grinding away, or have you just been being able to play with the boys and get that chemistry going that's worked for you?
I tried to play when I could, with like just stuff I have throughout the school year. For some reason, I was doing so well yesterday playing because I changed my distance down and my height down, and I was just playing so much better for some reason. And I think that's also contributed to today. Sorry.
So you're playing on like whole new settings and everything. Is that something? Do you change your settings often?
I try to play with it a little bit to see if just what I'm playing with is the reason why I'm playing bad or stuff like that, because I might be having too much in my vision to know what I should do and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it plays a good role in how I play.
The last thing before we kind of sign out and everything too, talk to me about the dynamic between you and your teammates. Tell me about, like, are there roles, or what goes on with you guys?
It tends to be where I'm the third man back most times, because I'm always been better at defense than I am attacking, and they've always been good at attacking compared to defense. Which I'm not saying that they're bad at defense or anything, but
I mean, when you have
what?
I said, when you have Nooble and Logs and Trees, the dynamic duo on offense, it's hard to work your way into it. And
yeah.
So, yeah, you found yourself on the back end a lot, but I really like you into this rotation. You've done so well.
Yeah, I try to insert myself when they say they're going back or such like that. I'm just one to not break up that duo between them because it always works so well. They're way better at mechanics than I am, so it's always been just me being back to support when I need to, and I've been okay with that because that's how I play. So yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on the upcoming match against NTC?
It's definitely going to be a tough one, but we made so many mistakes that should not have happened when we played them during the season. I really threw on that, so I definitely think we can beat them. It's definitely going to be a tough one though.
All right, any further questions from you, Voltage?
No, from me, I thank you for joining us, and good luck on next week's challenge. That is NTC.
Thanks.
All right, so everybody, that has been Swift here with us from HCC. We will be back in just a moment looking to bring to you some challengers west this time between Missouri Baptist and Central Methodist Green. So stay tuned.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.